Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hi, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. And I am here for our daily chat, our daily Cricut Chat that happens live on Facebook every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then goes on to YouTube for the replay. And let's see, today is Thursday, and we have some exciting things coming up. Tomorrow is Friday, and Friday means 3D Friday. Hi, Linda. Hi, Shirley. Good morning. It's 3D Friday, and so we're going to be actually doing some shadow box cards that I found from Lori Whitlock's site. And let's see. And then on Saturday night, I don't know. I've been really playing hard with the alcohol inks, but I know not everybody likes those. So I think I might switch it up a bit and do some iron-on. I think I mentioned that before. I'd like to do some iron-on and maybe iron-on on the Joy or infusible ink on the Joy. I don't know. So I was kind of thinking Joy on Saturday night, since I feel like we haven't done too many Joy projects recently. And so if you are open to that, let me know. That's Saturday night at 7 o'clock for date night, Cricut Date Night. Let's see, what else is there to know before we get into it? Oh, I know. We only have another day or two left for the Joy giveaway, the bundle of Joy giveaway. So if you're watching this live, make sure you check back and get that link. Go to the link and enter your name to win a brand new Cricut Joy and a bunch of stuff to help you get started. I'm giving away a Cricut Joy every month until the fall. And it comes with the Joy, but also smart vinyl, smart iron-on, insert cards and a card mat and a bunch of other stuff. So we've been doing this promo for 2 weeks now. And so we'll be picking a winner and announcing a winner on Saturday night. I'm going to announce a winner on Saturday night. So if you are somebody that put your name in, try to make it here on Saturday night for the announcement. I'll pick it right before I go live. And let's see, what else is there to know? I don't know. It's getting on summertime, and I am in the mood for doing summer things. So I've been working on some really fun cards and other projects that are around pineapples. I kind of have I have a thing going with pineapples right now, but also I want to do some watermelon stuff. I'm going to also do some patriotic stuff because we're heading into at least the American patriotic season. Starting with Memorial Day, and then, we have the 4th of July, and this year it's going to be so much different than last year, so I think people are going to be celebrating hard for those holidays, which they deserve. We all deserve after what we've been through. Okay. SpongeBob's house. I hadn't even thought of that, Shirley. Yes. I love the pineapple under the sea who lives in a pineapple under the sea. So also I am going through every tool that ever been created for the maker. We've done the deep cut blade, the perforation blade, the scoring wheel, the wavy blade. So we still have to do the deboss, the etching, and foil, which foil is for Maker and Explore. And I don't know if I'm missing anything. Deboss and etching. Etching is like engraving. I think that might be, knife blade and rotary blade. I've forgotten. Knife blade and rotary blade. So I have, we need to be making some scarves for our doggies and kitties. So I think we'll do some summer scarves where we'll cut them on our maker with the rotary blade, okay? And then we'll probably we'll probably embellish them with iron-on. So that should be fun. We're going to do this for, next week. We're going to do it for next week. I also want to play around with more mugs. So we are very, very busy. So I think you guys need to stick around and tell your friends, because there's a lot going on here. We try to go over all the techniques for all the machines, and we get there eventually. So today, and I just say welcome everybody, welcome. Today, I started playing around with foiling. As I mentioned, we're going through all of these different techniques and blades and tools. And so I picked up the foiling again. And if you've been watching all along, you know that I really like things that are shiny. I like shiny things. So I love this foil kit, but it can be a little problematic. And I'm going to show you a couple of my, I think, somewhat fails on this, and just sort of show you how I worked around these supposed fails. Okay. So, today we're going to be using this card, but I'm also going to give you, where is that card? Let me show you. I'm also going to give you this congratulations card. It's also free in Cricut Design Space. I put it together. Where is it? And it's a really cute card. It really doesn't need a whole lot of demonstration, but it's just a really cute congratulations card, especially for the season that we're upon right now. And so I give that to you. It's going to be in the Design Space file that I give you at the end of the description. There's also another card that I will also give you. It's called I Love Us. And I think it's prime for, it has pen, and it's also a square card. But, and there is a square envelope here, so you can use that for that. But, so let me just show you this card. We'll just hide this for a second. So this thank you card is something I really like, because it uses a lot of, like a lot of colors. Where are our friends? I don't know where they are this morning. We were up with the birds, so I don't know. So, they're probably sleeping. Yep, they're sleeping. I can see ears on the floor. So they're sleeping. Okay, so this thank you card's really cute. It is a square card. Square cards can be a little problematic when you're working with foil. So I wanted to show you what I did. So first of all, where did I find these 3 cards? Let's go to images and image sets, and we're going to just type in the word celebrate, and you will find among the results a really cool, I like this particular image set. It's called Celebrate the Day. Where is it? Here it is. Celebrate the Day. It's a very nice image set that has lots of cards that we've actually done. We've done this Give Thanks one with the pies. I love that card. We've done the shaker card here, and so there's a shaker card of the old telephone booth. And we've also done this happy birthday cupcake, which is really cute. And there's something for Halloween. There's our belated birthday. There's some things for winter and Christmas and Halloween. And so there's a lot here. So definitely have a look. It's called Celebrate the Day. So this is the card that we're going to be working on today. You can just click it and bring it into your space, your canvas. Let me just hide my other things so that I can show you what I did here. And I'm going to hide these. Okay, so it does come in with an envelope. Now, generally speaking, I am not an envelope maker. However, I will make envelopes if I'm doing a square card, and that's what this is. So this is what we will do. We'll ungroup this and see what size this is. Now, the way that this card is set up is here is the base of the card. There is this square thing. I think it's for the sentiment because I don't think it belongs on the front of the card. But then on the front is this piece and then this piece. So I started playing around and I wanted to change the pen marks, which is a lot of really nice pen marks here, to foil. The only problem is I wanted to use some darker colors, and using foil that is light caused a bit of an issue. And here is the silver foil, you see? I mean, it looks really pretty, but it's really light, and you have to kind of hold it and sort of move it around so you can kind of see on the foil. And then I also switched it up and added vellum. Well, I messed this up because the vellum should not have so much glue on it, but I put a lot of glue on it. So in addition to the glue on the back and the rip here, and the silver vellum, I was like, that's not working. That looks awful. So I thought, well, maybe I won't do vellum. But then I started playing around and I thought, well, if I change up the vellum and the foil color, if I change up the foil color that I use on the vellum, then I think it would look better. So at the last minute, I was fiddling around. I'm going to show you. I didn't put this card together, but here is, this one here. Here is the vellum, and I used, this one is blue, I think. I used the blue foil, okay? Now, the only thing about using the blue foil is the blue foil only comes in a 4x6 size. So if you need to make your card 6x6, it's going to cause a problem with using foil. So I ended up having to go smaller on the card, and then I started playing around because this is the way the card is set up, right? So here is the outside, kind of a frame, and then here is the vellum, and then here is the base, like this. And so I started playing around with the foil. So I thought for vellum, I needed the darker color. So I needed like the blue or the green. And then for the outside piece, I thought the blue or green, maybe not, maybe silver. So I'm going to show you how you can actually achieve this with two different color foils and using vellum. Okay, today, the only thing that I would consider about using the colored foil, as I mentioned, the colored foil, this is the colored foil. It's a sampler. It comes in this teal and green and purple. It's really great, but it's only 4x6. So personally, I would probably shrink this card, and maybe people don't like that, but that's what I ended up doing. So right now, this card is actually set at almost 11 inches wide, which half of that is 5.5, but it's square. So you're going to need a square piece of foil to cover this, okay? So what I would suggest is that you shrink. I'm going to group this together. And wait a second. All right. So here we go. I would suggest that you group this together, and we're not going to talk about the envelope, but know that it's there for you, okay? And we're going to group this together, and I would probably shrink it to, I'm thinking 4 inches when it's folded, so like 8 inches. And I know that seems small, but when you ungroup it, remember this whole area around here has to be big enough for the foil. Like you have to be able to have a big enough piece of foil. Okay. And then this one here also has foil. It's a little smaller area, so that would work, obviously. Now, if you wanted to change it up and say, make the card a little bit bigger, which you could do. Let's group it. And maybe 8, a 4-inch square card's a little too small. We could make it 5 inches square. 10, so that it's 5 inches and a half. And then what you would end up with is you would need to use a bigger piece of foil. But we're trying to use a smaller piece of foil here. And you can see that the foil on this inner piece, it's a little, maybe it's like around 4. It's kind of on the edge of going to work with that 4x6 foil. So you have a choice to make. Do you want a bigger card with the 12 by 12 inch foil? Because the foil does come in 12 by 12 inch, but only in rose gold, silver, and gold. Or do you want to have the blue or green or purple foil on a smaller card? So I think what we'll do today is, because I tried them both ways, I think what we'll do today is we will make a smaller card, just because I want you to see what I did here. And the card is not terribly small. I mean, here you go. And you're making your own envelope. So let us have a look at this when we hit make it. Normally I cut out 2, so I'm going to change my project copies to 2, which is fine. And I'm also going to be using 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And then down here, where it is that framed piece, not the frame, this is the frame, but this framed piece, I'm going to use Vellum, also in 8.5 by 11. So one thing that I would probably suggest here is to put your 2 pieces on the 1-inch cut line and then on the 6-inch cut line. This is going to be easier for you when you put your foil on. So let's do that. So we're moving this to the 1-inch cut line and this to the 6-inch cut line. It's just going to be easier for us, okay, to sort of negotiate the foil. Okay, so let's get started on this. I'm going to do 2 of them. You, of course, do not need to do 2. You can do 1, but I always make 2, 1 to show you the finished product, and 1 to put together so that we can do it together. Okay, so that's why I do it this way. So let us go ahead and hit make it on this. I'm going to show you exactly how to put together your foil. We're going to use the vellum. So let's hit continue. All right. But I didn't do something here that I want to show you. So see how it says pen and basic cut? Well, believe it or not, this will not work with foil because I didn't change it to foil. So I have to cancel and I have to go back to the canvas because I need to change. Why is this? Okay, I need to change the pen marks here to foil because remember, pen uses clamp A and foil uses clamp B, the one that has where your blade is, okay? So what we need to do is to separate this by layers, and then we're going to go over here. Whoops, not in view. So we're going to go over here to where it says pen. And we are going to just select that layer. And then we're coming back up here to operation. And we're going to change it to foil. And I think I'll use a medium for the medium tip for the foil. So there I've changed the operation. Now you see it automatically changes it to gold, which I don't want, but if it helps you, you can change the color. That's up here as well. You see this square? That is to indicate that that's for foiling in gold. So if it's helpful to you and you want to see what it looks like in, say, aqua or emerald, I like aqua, there you go. Okay, the same thing is for this one, and we have to change the pen. So we're going to isolate that layer, go to operation, hit foil, choose medium, and then we can change this to silver because I think silver would look better with this darker color. Okay. And so then we have two different kinds of foil, and this is vellum. So we're really making a big change up to this card, okay? So once we hit make it, come back here, and remember if we're going to do two, I won't do two, I'm going to show you two because I want you to see how I got around the two. And I did make a point of saying to put it on the 1 inch and the 6 inch mark. And so we're going to show you how to do that. Okay. So we're going to hit continue, and you'll see now that there is the foil right here. Foil, medium foil, basic cut. And then up here is a score line with a basic cut. That's for our general card. We're not going to cut that out. We're going to focus on this one, which is going to be done in vellum. Okay, so we're going to choose vellum as a base material, and you can find it just by going to browse all and just typing in vellum. So what is vellum if you've never worked with it? Vellum is a very it's a very interesting kind of paper. It does not cut the same way as, say, cardstock. Oftentimes, it's translucent. When we use it for cards, we often sort of call it vellum, and we really should call it translucent vellum because it means you can kind of see through it. It's sort of opaque and sort of translucent, and this is vellum, and it comes in a lot of different colors, but it can be a little hard to find. This is 8.5 by 11. I did find this at Michael's, and I actually bought quite a bit of it. It was like 50 sheets, it was like a value pack, but I got it on sale, and I was able to get it, I think, like about $8 for 50 sheets, and I'm still working on it. You can buy individual vellum sheets, which I did for a long time, also at Michael's, but also online. But be careful because I think that they really do overcharge for vellum, just like they do for foil paper. It's sort of like it's kind of a vogue thing, and so there's nothing really special about vellum at this point. When it first started being used, it was actually done kind of like a parchment paper that was done with skin, like animal skin. So don't freak out because it's not made with animal skin anymore. It's just become kind of an interesting, very smooth, kind of translucent most of the time paper. Okay. But it does cut differently on the Cricut. So you do need to use that special setting of vellum. Okay, so we're choosing vellum, and we're going to get ready. There they are. So we're going to get ready our foil. So this is an 8.5 by 11 inch mat. See here? Kind of shiny. That's because Rita used a 12-inch sheet of foil, but she cut in half because she was thinking, oh, I don't want to get my mat messed up. But she didn't think about this 1-inch piece, and so she got her mat messed up. So I decided that I was going to use that 4x6. But the thing is that this is a square card. So we're going to need to very carefully place our foil on top of the vellum. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down because, as you know, you have to put, the way you do this is you have to put the foil on top of your substrate. Yeah, I think they work after they get messed up, but I don't know. I don't think that they wash off. I don't think it's kind of like when you get glitter on a mat. But, so this is the 4x6. It's called the Jewel Sampler. It's available in the Cricut shop and probably everywhere Cricut stuff is sold. So here is what it looks like. You get these 4x6 sheets of purple, green, and aqua. I'm going to use the aqua, but I'm going to need 2 of these sheets. This does not come in 12x12, and that's why. It also comes with these little things. These are tape strips, which you can reuse, but they give you a very generous amount of them. Okay, so for our 2 card fronts that we need to do, we need to position this so that the foil will work. And so that's why I had you put your cut image on the 1-inch and then at the 6-inch mark. You see that? Because I want for it to fall on the foil. And if, for instance, you do not place this right, you are going to have a spot on your card, and I want to show you because I had that same thing happen to me. Where is it? Is this it? Yeah, look here. See this up here? It's got the indentation of the foil, but no foil. So that's why we're doing it this way. Now we're going to tape it on all 4 sides. Do definitely tape it on all 4 sides. And I always start at the bottom. I don't know why. I just feel like it's easier for me. And then when I do the bottom, I then do the top. And I'm reusing tape from earlier this morning. And I'm trying to make it taut. But I do not need, I don't want it to be like loosey-goosey, but I don't need for it to be absolutely perfectly taut. So don't get your don't be all upset if it's not super taut, if that makes sense. I had something else to say, but I'm not going to refrain. This is a family show. Okay, so here we go. So we're putting the 4 pieces. You don't need to put it all the way down, but you are securing that whole piece. If you don't secure the whole piece, then it's very likely that it will lift during the foiling part, okay? And that's why you do it. So I would recommend that you do this before you put this into the mat. And then we're going to take it out. Whoops, this one didn't go on very well. There we go. All right, so we're all set to go, but now we have to put in our foiling tip. And I just want to, if you've never played with your foiling tip or you don't have it, just know that you can use this on both the Explorer and the Maker. So it's not exclusively a Maker tool. And it has 3 tips. Okay, I'm going to show you all 3 tips. Here we go. So it has 3 tips. And there are these little lines at the end here. There's 1. And there's 2, and there's 3. And they correspond with the kind of score that you're going to do. So the one with the 1 is fine. The one with the 2 is medium, and the one with the 3 is large. And we decided that we were going to use the medium one. So that is the one with the 2 lines. So we're going to take our housing. This is the foil housing. It only works with the foil tips. If you tried to put a blade in there, it would not work. It would fall out, even though there is a little bit of magnetic in here. And you have to press on this and pop it in. You'll feel the magnet sort of pull it in, and there you go. So let's go on over to our machine. Take out the regular blade, put that aside, and we're going to put in our foil, and we're going to just hit the load, okay? Now again, remember, I'm using a maker, but it does work for Explore, in case you were wondering. And also, if you are using the iOS app, the mobile app, you cannot do foiling. You can only do it on the desktop, okay? So that's important to note. So if you're used to using, say, your iPad to run your machine or your iPhone or something, you won't be able to do foiling unless you have a desktop, such as a laptop or a standalone, PC or whatever. So I'm going to hit the blinking lights. And it's going to start doing the foiling for us. It's a little slow, but it comes out fairly well, fairly nice. And remember, we chose different colors, but it kind of doesn't matter that we chose different colors because the different colors are on a different piece of a cutout. And so Diana said, I had trouble with the foil when I selected large. So now I select medium and use the large tip. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I actually have never used the 3 rings. I don't know why, but I should probably try that, huh? Foil is really kind of gives that extra bling to a project, but you don't have to use it. Some people get a little frustrated, but I found that when I've played with it a lot, I get in the groove, but you have to remember a few things. One is you have to do the foil first and then the cutting happens. So what you need to do is take and put the foil on, put it in the machine, and then when it stops the foil, you have to remove the foil from the mat or else it's going to cut the foil. And you also have to replace the foil tool, the housing with your regular cut housing, or it will just, the machine does not know the difference is what I'm trying to say. The machine does not know the difference between the regular housing and the foil housing. So you can mess up if you're not paying attention. So just pay attention when you're doing the foiling, if that makes sense. And for people who don't have makers, you might be asking, what do you mean that the machine can't recognize? So like, when does it ever? Actually, with the maker, if you put in the wrong housing for something that's set to be done, say scoring or perforation or something like that, the machine will actually stop and tell you you've got the wrong tool in. That's what's kind of cool about the maker. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're not going to remove this, okay? We need to keep it in the machine because we want for it to be set up nicely, okay? But we do need to remove the foil, and you can kind of see, our foil. And I'm actually going to save this because I can also do my next sheet with that same foil. So you can get two layers of cards with one piece of foil, which is pretty awesome. And then remember, I've got to take out this and put in this. Then I'm ready. So do not remove the mat, but remove the foil and replace the blade. Then hit go, and it will go ahead and do the cutting for us. Okay? And trying to think if there's anything else about foiling. That's kind of it with foiling. You just need to make sure that that foil piece is covering the area that needs to be foiled. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but I have made the mistake where I didn't position it correctly, and it caused a problem. It didn't foil for me. And let me just check and see what other people are saying. Okay, they're talking about snap mat. It does take extra time for the foil, but it does give you that little extra bling. It does make your cards feel all the more professional. I love pens, so the pens are a little bit easier, yeah. But that's, it's up to you if you want to use a pen. And somebody's asking about my Cricut, my cutie. This is my Concord Grape cutie. And remember on Monday, I think it was, we played around with the wavy blade and we made tassels. And I thought that my cutie needed a hula skirt. So I did, hi Guadalupe, I did put a little hula skirt on my cutie so that he can be in the festive summertime mood, right? I didn't, Diana. That's a very good point. So Diana said, don't you need to move your star wheels to the side? And you're right. You do. When you're using foil, the star wheels, that's what these are. There's 4 of them, and you see mine, 2 of mine are together. Technically, you should move them. I mean, it will still work if you don't move them, but they can, because they roll over and they have kind of a rough edge to them, they can leave little streaks of foil on your mat. It's something I just forgot to do. Thank you for pointing that out, Diana. So you would, if you were to do this correctly, you would move these over before you did your foil. And it's just sort of a safety measure. It's not going to stop you from doing it. So there you go. Now our foil is almost, our vellum layer with the foil is almost done. Let's take it out so you can see. So there you go. I like it with the blue. I don't know if you can see it, that aqua. Oh, Beth, you got to try that wavy blade. I had a blast with it with crepe paper. And it works with a lot more product than I thought it did. Now, listen, vellum can be difficult, and this is a very new mat. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to rip off the part that I'm not using. And then I am going to turn my mat over and I am going to really fold it. And do not be afraid to roll your mat, because that is how you can get stuff that is difficult. And you have to do this very, very gently. But do not be afraid to roll your mat. They are flexible and they are designed that way. And that way you will not rip your vellum. I did rip my vellum. It does come out a little bit rounded, but that's okay. We're going to put a little bit of glue on it. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. You see what I'm doing? I'm actually moving the mat and not the paper, the vellum paper. So it comes off and almost completely. There's a little part there that I'll take off. Look at my mat stuck to my surface. Oh, wow. A couple of things that I thought I would point out to you, because I do it all the time, and it's something that I don't ever talk about. But sometimes when you're cutting things that are very, very thin, some pieces don't come off, and you could go in and sort of pull them off. But I use this, my True Control knife, and I just go back and make sure that, because you know, sometimes those little tiny pieces are just, they just didn't cut all together well. I'm just trying to look at it so that I can see where it is. And you just need to sort of break that edge off. Here we go. Because I want it to be perfect for you guys. And if it's not, oh well, right? But we always strive to be perfect, but you know, it's about progress, not perfection. So there you go. Okay. So then we'll just put together this card. Or we'll put together this card. So this is the one I did without the vellum. Let's just show you how that works. So here's the base of the card. And you could, by all means, put a sentiment on the inside. I did not. It's kind of a thank you card. And this is the way it's supposed to go together. This goes first. And then this, I'm going to glue the top piece to the middle piece. And I'm using my Barely Art, right? Craft glue. I really like this glue. If you have never tried it, it's definitely worth a try if you are working with paper crafts, and you can get it. You can get it at Amazon, also at Barely Art. There are links, or there will be links in the description of this video for Barely Art glue. The other glue that I use a lot of, or have used a lot of, is Art Glitter Glue, which is very nice glue. I just happen to like the tip on this one better. And so that's why I use it almost exclusively now. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. And remember, whatever glue you are using, you're just not going to use a whole lot, because you don't want for it to sort of seep through. And this is especially true on the vellum, so I'm going to show you how we do the vellum. Just don't use a lot of glue, because vellum is translucent and we just don't want to see it. Although it might dry, it still might give us sort of a glue look in the back. So there's the one without the vellum. So let's do the one with the vellum. And it's smaller because we had to use those 4x6, okay? So in this particular case, what we're going to do is we are going to do the same thing I just did, where I'm going to glue the first piece to the vellum. And I don't have to worry about glue in this particular case, because it's going to be going on the vellum that it won't be seen. If that makes sense. All right, here we go. Just want to make sure I have, I don't. Do I? No, I don't. Rita. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm just matching up. Uh-oh. This is the wrong size. Ah! Oh my gosh, Rita. You're a goober. Sorry. It's the wrong size. So here is this one. I did change the size a couple of times. You know what? I think that, you know what? Benji's outside. That's why. Oh, I'm going to have to finish up real quick. All right. He's outside. How'd he get outside? We have a fenced-in yard, so it's no big deal. But so here we go. Now, what I'm going to avoid doing is putting glue on the back of the vellum that would show through. He is outside. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to have to cut this short because he gets a little freaky when he's left outside. Okay. Okay. He's not in any danger, though. He's not in any danger. Don't worry about it. So, okay, there is the vellum card. You notice here, something happened here. I don't know what, but that's the vellum card. And this is the smaller one because we had to use that color. But this is the larger one that we use the silver on. So it's up to you what you want to do as far. And you could always change the color of your card, of course. But I kind of wanted to keep the similar colors. Okay, everyone, I've got to run. I am so sorry, but I have to go get Benji out from the back. He's getting a little anxious. I don't want him anxious. So I will see you all tomorrow. We're going to be doing 3D, and I will talk to you soon. Sorry to rush off, and we'll see you later. Take care.